to talk about.
Our second motion for the adoption of this last meeting.
Thank you very much. So, matters arising from this meetings. Number one, they talks about strengthening orientation for new members. I'm sure that the incoming president has already has a plan for membership, strengthening of membership and the orientation package. I'm sure we'll hear more about that. Number two, financial reports. We will get the treasurer has submitted a full year interim report that I'm sure would answer all the questions that are here. Number three, annual dues, same goes for that. In the treasurer's report, you will have full information about that. And the essay is here to give up to the minutes updates about the essay. Banking arrangements, treasurer, it was mentioned then about whether we can look into other banking options apart from the banks that are using. And thank God that the treasurer of the current year is going to continue as the treasurer of the new year. So I'm sure that that is going to be looked. Oh, sorry. Okay, no, sorry. I'm sorry. So I remember the treasurer mentioned that yes, that other banking options should be looked into. Am I correct?
Sorry, about the other bank, I will be very short period. So I think we hand over to
the actually mentioned that they can look into
yes, we see that.
You are positively open to that.
But I'm not the determinant of that, my question.
I think you are positively open to it. Did you have a reservation about it? Did you express any reservation about it? That they can look into it.
Oh, yes, I think we agree on that day that we should look into it.
Yes, so with the new incoming president, our team will look into it. Because if you have raised any anything against it, we need to note it to try to guide them. Project committee reports. So that also has been submitted. We have an updated report that has been submitted. Humanity House. The committee was absent. President reported ongoing discussion with members of the real estate classification. So we still have the problem with the Humanity House. We don't have an update report on that. We haven't submitted anything to us for this year as this year closes. So we still need to rely on that committee. Thank God it's a standing committee that stretches beyond one rotary year. So we expect them to start the new year on a better note. Online voting, hybrid meetings. I think we agreed essentially that online voting will look into, but we are talking about different time zones and so on. And I think we didn't conclude the realities, but we said that the electoral committee will look into that. We shall know the electoral committee with that responsibility. So
observation.
Yes, sir.
The commission also present their report at this club assembly.
Which one?
The voting something we are talking about.
Yes, but as you can see, they are not available.
I was going to say that so that all of us will.
Yes, that's why I said the Okay, so we're expecting them to bring forward the report. They should have brought in this meeting for their not available. So please, somebody needs to guide our guests that come. They need to have financial seats. Well, about the rates. In fact, I prefer arrangements for that. We need to make an arrangement for them to sit. Something. Maybe they can come and take coffee or tea and we go and sit down in the different location. Thank you. Please come. Yes, please.
On that, online. Thanks is given like this, that we are expecting a return. We hardly see it whenever we have a gathering like this. I'm of the opinion that the incoming administration should have a kind of a follow-up committee. Whenever assignment is given or assigned to any member, somebody or a committee should be the one reminding them, because all body should not be on the president alone. So that whenever we have this kind of gathering, there will definitely be a report on that thing. Because as stated in this minute, it was stated that Agafe or what have you, this Boluwatiri or what have you will give us reports today. And here we are today, over 2 months, if I'm not wrong, no reports till now.
Thank you very much. That is noted. We'll come to the president. Please, we need to create a follow-up committee, maybe led by the secretary. Our secretary will have the minutes and to-do list. Maybe himself can create a to-do list, and then you can assign items on to-do list. Names of people that will follow those to-do list items. Thank you very much. So this one, we have the report from this one in the submitted. So we can move forward on that. I think at the board meeting level, that will be looked, the details of that will be looked into to address it with less for that and prepare better for next work. Under AOP, we talked about the truths. Under AOP, talked about since members agree that what they retreat. Okay, so now we're trying to allow the retreat program. Then the procedure talk about that and then put in that job. So I think we can move on now to the next item on the agenda. Next item is review of the 2025-2026 Rotary year. So the full year report was submitted to the district has been shared on the WhatsApp platform. I'm sure everybody has seen that. We don't have much time to be able to start dissecting. But if there's anything that anybody, any particular thing that anybody wants to draw attention to, this is the time to mention it so we can quickly address it. If not, we will take it as submitted and as shown on the WhatsApp group. Any thoughts or any observations about the report?
When you say review of 2025-2026 Rotary year, made mention of reports. Aside reports, even at the club level, members who have one or two things to say as regards to the 2025-2026 year should be part of the review. Because it's a learning process. And we are the last when we have issues or what have you that we can make amendments of at the club level aside the report to the district or I don't know if I can go ahead with that. I have one or two.
It's not my said that.
Okay, thank you. One, my submission, the way I'm going to make my presentation, I don't want anyone to take offense. That is the way I see it. I was asking myself a few days ago that who is going to be the IDP of this voting club? Is it Rotarian Komi and Leo Moses or Rotarian Sam, the one on there? Considering the number of times that the elected president attended meetings. That is one.
Point of order. Point of order.
Rotarian attorney.
I'll say earlier. Point of order, Mr. President. Point of order.
Well, sir, let me put us with this. Rotarian attorney, please consider other people in this place. If everybody speaks the way they want to speak, not everybody would be happy. You have your own way of speaking and we appreciate it. But please consider other people and consider the very short time we have. Please.
Point of order is very important. Like I said, we are leaders. We have a big direction. A good direction to move this club forward. It's a club that will outlive many of us. But I believe this club will still live over 100 years as long as what is concerned. That statement is very deliberative. Very deliberative. It's strong. For you to have mentioned that the president have not made up a certain number of fellowship. I think we need to withdraw that statement. It's very deliberative. It's very nauseating for you to make such statement. That's my travel.
Okay, Madam President, fellow listeners, I withdraw that statement. I'm very sorry. That was not said earlier in my submission professional, just on the lighter mood. And because we are Rotarians, they are very sorry. I'm very sorry, sir. Thank you, sir. I'm very happy. Now, maybe what I'm trying to say in essence, okay, in addition to my submission, is that in this club, I want the secretary to take note of this, and I want those that have information to also take note of this. I broadcast something of recent on the platform as regards to the function of the board. For the past 2-3 years, yes, 3 years, projects have always been carried out without board approval. There are some projects that were carried out for the past 3 years that I have references for, that the board did not approve. And for us to carry out the project, after need assessment, we presented before the board. The project chair will carry out his own activities and present the budget or what have you, but before execution. For the past 3 years, that has not always been in place. I think we need to work on that. Also, the number of members coming to meetings, I think we need to be strategic about it. Maybe it's coming from the high table or from the board. I'm trying to choose my words. Last year, statistically, while looking at the attendance, I took my time to do my feasibility study. The percentage drops this year in terms of attendance. Have we been able to look at the cost of it? What are the costs? What are the things? Are we able to assess members generally to reduce what the problem is? If not, I think we need to put that into consideration so that we can always work as a team. And whosoever assumes the office of the president should know that when decisions are to be made, boards are to be carried as we carry along. Thank you. Let me reserve the video.
Thank you very much. So, two important things you mentioned. Number one, in terms of the membership, presence of our members, and also importance of board signing off on all. So that some of them have been board even sign off on. So those two things are taken. So can we move forward to the next item on the agenda, which is the blueprint for the 2026-2027 weeks a year. I will hand over the microphone to our president-elect, and I would ask her to please take out your time. So that's just maybe 5 minutes to those who do house to this.
Thank you very much, my United President, fellow Rotarians. Good morning. Thank you very much. The blueprint was presented by the retreat. And we also the blueprint for 2026 7 year. And we are told to go and look at it physically. All along the line, we had several amendments, even today. Members of the board, as well as our job manager, will also sit down, put some final touches to it. But here at the name, we already have our committees, we are working for the year. The only area that we is the projects. We submitted projects that we intended to implement. We were told to review them, so we have to go back to the field. We were also able to get some needs assessment done because organizations wrote to us that they needed some amendment in their infrastructural settings in the school. So that will probably change. So those are some of the things that the projects that we let me just go quickly to the project that we plan in the 7 areas of focus. We plan to do maternal and child health. We are planning to go to last to donate medical equipment to the pediatric section, medical emergency for pediatrics. And that was due to I lost a baby of a friend. Yes, they called me, but before I could get the child died. The baby was premature, but because of limited treatment, so that was the reason we went there. But we were told, our leaders in the club told us that last week is too big to do something like 2 million, 3 million. That we should look into their projects for last week. That was why we have to withdraw that. So for the maternal and child health, we are looking at going for KC to do something. I know whatever we do in the place, even we spend 500K to be as if we have spent money. So we have to retrace our. So that is with regards to the maternal and child health. Others are still what we are going to do for the year. So all the 7 areas of focus have been addressed. For the basic, our staff project is the basic education and literacy. The school wrote to us, the primary school wrote to us that we will need some amendment to the infrastructure. So we are looking at that. They will send pictures. So the project chair, some other members have visited, and then we are going to look today. We are going to conclude that because we need to send all this to the district too. Disease prevention. We are looking at going to the PAC, doing breast, cervical, and prostate screening, hypertension. This that we'll be doing for ourselves and for our community, because the year 2026-2027 is to create lasting impact in ourselves first and in our communities. This we are going to pursue. For the community economic development, we are still going to continue with our microcredit. We have a list of those beneficiaries. They are going to be coming for the DG visits where they will also be presented. They are like rolling over this to them. For protecting our environment, our adopted garden, Olowora, there was a recent report on the platform that has overgrown with weeds. We are looking, which we plan to look into solutions, permanent solutions to it, rather than cutting every 3 months, every 2 months. The project chair and the committee will look into having a permanent solution to this weeds. So, then for polio eradication is still very much in our agenda. We still have polio in other parts of the world, so we still continue to work on it. So, and then other aspects of our project, good service. Yeah, I want to sincerely thank those of our members that have subscribed to the RILA. We are trying to get 50 young persons to go for RILA. As we speak, we only have 26 that have been subscribed to. Please, we want to beg you to support us, to support ourselves. And then just to also put on record, 1st July, where we are going to take over, we have a very laudable, ambitious target from the district. All of us should contribute to the TRF Project Foundation, no matter how small. Everyone should contribute because it goes to your account. Why are we doing this? Because whatever we contribute will come back to us in another 3 years. This particular next Rotary year, we have a shortage of funds that has come back. And Bashama Unite for Good President, they were able to do a district grant. Every club was able to apply. But for a year, we had instruction that we should do it per zone because they didn't have money. The money that came back to the district was we could not go around all clubs. So we have been charged to do zonal projects, which we are looking at the zonal level. So going forward, the district now charged that we should all contribute more to the Rotary Foundation so that in years to come, every club will be able to do their own state district project. So those are some of the things we are looking at. So I want to appeal to us to support the Rotary Foundation, no matter how big, how small. Let us do something. Because it's coming back to us, whatever we donate, it comes back to us. So let's do whatever we can do to support ourselves, because we are supporting ourselves by contributing to the Rotary Foundation. We can do $1,000, you can do $100,000, you can do $50,000, you can do $20,000. It goes into your account. What matters is that we are able to get that lump sum to the Rotary Foundation, and in 3 years' time, it comes back to us to implement laudable, older, and bigger projects. I hope I'll be able to talk about what we plan to do. Subsequently, we'll be able to do more. On this note, I want to welcome my leaders, my past president, Rotary, Chris Alabi. You are welcome to pastor. My speakers. I'm just using this opportunity to welcome you. Happy foundation.
Oh, this guy, yes, you can go back to that. I
am not to greet you, sir. I've not seen you in a long time. I know you are going to support me powerfully. Na president said that.
Ìyàwó tẹ̀lé àwọn ọmọ nìyẹn. Bí àwọn ọjà. Mo ló sọ ti bàbá yẹn. Ó gbàgbá ní bàbá yẹn.
Okay. My president said I should sit down. I'll sit down.
Lọ́wọ́ kí ló padà yé ẹ̀dá mi.
We are going to make sure that our meetings are going to be ready. And
Fídíò ayé kò ní ráyè tó rẹ̀.
thank you.
Please, a round of applause for our president-elect. She has taken us through the incoming year. And yes, before we speak concerning what she has presented, I have the singular honor to welcome again to our midst two gentlemen of high repute that we have missed so much in this club. Motirian Moruf Bisari, FCA.
Thank you, my friend.
We have missed you so much.
Thank you, my friend.
It's so good to see your smile, to see your round cheeks, and to see you sitting on that normal left side of the table, where you normally operate from.
Thank you, my friend.
You're welcome. And all the way from various boundaries, various oceans and mountains across the seas, including places where there are tourist colonies houses, you across them, and all the way from Canada, we have our own very number 26. The one, the only, Praise, Allah be. You're welcome, sir. Good to see you. This is a nice way to end the year and to start the year. If people we are very glad to see my own mommy, looking as lovely as ever. Good there, the one and only. I think how are you? You're welcome. Which are actually you're welcome. Then, of course, our top trainer, always looking elegant in a beautiful blue. And super. Looking very lovely. You're welcome. I welcome everybody. If I mention anybody sleeps, we won't finish off anyway. You know, I'm very glad to see everybody. Everybody is very welcome. So we are now on AO.
Sorry, my friend.
For AO, yes.
We did not react to the group.
Yes. We need good reaction. You're welcome. That project that started this weekend. I did so you have production costs. Very good. So we'll continue and take it.
Madam President, at the retreat, I guess that was where the group race is meant to be presented, which was the same. And in that retreat, there were some clauses on some of the things that were itemized. And the incoming president was asked to go back and make amendments, if I'm correct. And today, from our submission, I would accuse, I stand to be corrected, that some of those things that were meant to be amended are yet to be amended. Because if after amended, the incoming is prepared to present it either on the board, even presenting on the board, it must also be presented on the safety Rotary platform that every members of the club must be aware of what and what they are. And up till now, that has not done, and we're about to move into the new year.
Can you mention one, just one? Can you mention one?
I say, I think my submission is what
So just as a reminder, if you can never come. Just one of it. You will call. What response? What response? Huh?
Thank you very much, sir. Yes, we have done some amendment, like I said, it's still work in progress. Although by June, I did say about the projects that we have to change. And also talk about the various committees that should be formed, which we have done. I think we just put it in the, on this, strictly.
Okay, so you are said to I thought about specific points that you have to mention so that we could, at least for those who may not have been there or who do not remember, at least mention one, but it's okay if you want to mention. But I would say that it is important that you remember that we adopt schools, we adopt and so when you are looking at that's what we need to look at the schools that we have adopted and then what first those schools. If you are considering any other school or any other location, I think we need to be able to justify that why we are not staying with the schools that we adopted, including the communities that we adopted. That's really standard. So thank you very much for that. So we'll go on to AO. We have another
Good morning, Director, President, in our midst. From the blueprint, something is omitted, which is the annual deal, which was raised during the retreat, that as at last Rotary year, the rate that was used is not the same this Rotary year. And as we speak, if we use the current rate, even if we use 1,400 as estate rate, our annual dues for this Rotary year need to come down, not retaining the current amount. But as we speak, the incoming treasurer has been sharing the same amount without the approval of this honorable house. So we need to address that before we move into the main review. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think that is very, very important. I think as members of this club, we need to agree on what will be paid this year. And we know that the rates, the exchange rate is a big determinant of the calculation. If we are going to agree that we think the excess be maintained for a certain purpose, it should be an agreed, should agree on that, rather than it just be assumed or decided by a few. I think that's the point. So we look on to the incoming board to clarify this so that people can be on the same page. Any other? Is there any other?
It was not addressed, my president.
Okay, so
We can consider without going this one.
So I think there's still some quite a lot of the same age gets on this matter. Maybe I was going to ask for the treasurer to incoming to the treasurer to give us some clarity on this. Okay, so that's anything then the incoming president should want to speak. But because of time, we don't have time, so I'm going to have to move on. But we will need her to address, to bring up this matter on the platform, and we need to agree on it. We're ready to 9 o'clock. And then we have matters that we brought from the board that we are supposed to present here. There are three, I think there are 3 of them that we wanted to take the decision here that we not started. So we need to move. Right. Right. Want to say something? Please. Okay.
Good morning. Some of the structure of the release. And I want to also align to the fact that the people should make, no matter how slightly an adjustment. So when a lot of people are talking about dollar is falling down, you should also remember that it has not stabilized. It's still fluctuating. Today it will be 1.3, tomorrow it will be 1.4. But that notwithstanding, there's still some elements in the structure of our dues that will be a bit adjusted. At least to give the members a sense of that you listen to them, and you also know that the economy is not friendly. Please do that, and it shouldn't be that difficult. We know some of those items we are put in that structure, that you will also make something out of it. I expect you to have just say, okay, if we are paying this last year, we can adjust this a little, at least if it's that will resolve everything, and there won't be any further discussion of it, even while we take over. It will not be good for you to resume the office, and you will be go back the spot effect. I can imagine how you start feeling at the beginning. Please adjust. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So we'll ask the incoming president to react, please.
Thank you, my president, and thank you, my leader, that's a word of advice. Yes, thank you so much for what you have said, and I've taken that. You've spoken at length before, but we didn't have the opportunity to reach out. Now that we are reaching out, yes, last year we paid I think 360 members, old members, and new members each 400,000. We are dollarized because we are following routine international. We are not looking at the Nigerian market. And the fact that the dollar is swinging and somehow is sort of lower, we may consider reducing the annual dues by proportion that will be announced later. We'll discuss with we have a financial team, and I don't think I should allow myself to take that. Yes, I'm the president, but we constituted a treasury team so that we are guided and right. They know the figures, and they are my leaders in this club. So we'll look at that suggestion, and I think we'll come back to the club. So my treasurer, please, let's see how we can do that as soon as possible. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Agenda. Welcome.
Annual dues comprises of three things. Why the constituted thing are working. Because I've been able to speak with one or two, but it seems not to understand my submission. District dues, RI dues, and the club dues. Administrative expenses is not included in annual dues. I took my time to explain, but it was not too, I need to say it. So when those things are working, please try to, if they are new Rotarians, try to enlighten them. And annual dues is when the invoice is sent, even though dollar fluctuates, by July 1st, rates will become 2,000 naira. So what now we fix now may not be possible. So when they bring the invoice, it's very easy to calculate. The invoice will be posted on the platform. Some of us will react to it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So by July 1st, all the estimates and schemes and probabilities will be very much clearer when the invoice lands. We will know exactly how much the RI dues is, how much the district dues is, and then we'll be able to determine how much the club dues will be. So, somebody wants to react to our online.
Yes, okay.
Who wants to react? Maybe Dr. Maybe want to say something?
Yeah, good morning, my president. Good morning, my incoming. Good morning, members. I think I have just a quick question. I know I'm going to be a year in Rotary by today or to yeah. The question I have is the people that were online. I'm just going to say this, ask this question regarding online members. Is there anything in place for when ways of carrying them along? You know, when there's a meeting, because we tend to be sidetracked. When meeting is going on, we don't, get involved in the meeting. And is there anything in place for the new incoming meeting president to look into, so that online members are carried along? They just don't put them aside and think, oh, okay, they're not member, because I've been in 2 clubs now, and I see a sharp difference between our clubs and the way we're being treated online.
Okay, thank you very much. You see, you're a member of this club. You said you have seen you've seen how you see that it's done differently or better in some other clubs.
In a way, give and take.
If there's something that you can share that will help us to, please don't hesitate to share. You can bring up new, better ideas, just like anybody else. You don't have to be president or treasurer or board member before you bring up an idea that will help the club to move forward. So please share what you go make the difference in those clubs. What I have seen and what I tried to do was the internet access. Now, once we have very good internet access, then in terms of there will be that cost, or in terms of internet connectivity. And we have been online with 3 times. And I noticed that it can be a bit difficult either hearing clearly or just without a break in transmission. And that was why we were very glad when you yourself donated the MTN package for us. I felt that was going to be a game changer. And we had already had series of discussions with the Vice President, with Mutual Bewa, and with the club admin, who unfortunately would not perform as much as we wanted to for the Rochelle. So, and also we show yes. We had had the meeting, we had had some we had planned that we're going to buy some equipment that will work without FTA package. So that we'll probably have like a proper screen that everybody will see clearly, and not just something small like this. The dedicated screen that it's almost like we are in the same room with us. You be able to see people, like against the wall. You're going to see everybody and be able to see their reactions to what is going on. You will see when they are also laughing or when they are also trying to make a suggestion. That was the plan. But for some reason that fell through. And I hope that the incoming administration will be able to make that happen. Before we go on, I want to acknowledge our IPP on it's online. My IPP, good morning, sir. Good morning, my IPP. I also want to acknowledge Mr. Ifi and say good to see you. Good to see you again. It's been a long time. It's nice to see you again. Yes, good to see you too. And good to see everybody. I can see that there's a GRA at that corner there. It's good to see everybody. So so there's a comment on what was just said by Utu.
Thank you very much, and thank you for your dedication to workshop. I mean, you are not here, and you've taken your time to be with us at several of our meetings. And as we plan to get into the new year, we did something, and that is we tried to do membership enhancement survey, and I'm sure this has been sent weeks back, even months back. I'm quite sure many of us saw it, but we did not respond to it. We sent it to your mails, and the membership chair also said she has sent it. So, as of the last time I checked that survey, only about 20 responded to that. Never told you about that. Please, whenever we do such, we want to get your feedback. We can only do better when we do surveys and then you give us your feedback. Because if we do not, we continue to make that mistakes over and over again. Please, I want to kindly appeal to us. When you see such things again, or you can go back to your mail, still there, kindly respond to this. This will help us to start. And when we start with what you want in mind. Now we have put up some questions in form of a questionnaire, and I'm sure Rotary and Jani responded. Yes, he gave a lot of suggestions which we are looking into. Please, I want to use this opportunity, let's look at those comments and respond to them. So whatever your comments, we're going to look at it, and see how we can put them into our plan for the event.
Thank you very much. So we have just 10 minutes more, and then we need to start our fellowship. This the next 10 minutes, we are going to just list the items that were mentioned at the. I'm going to mention the items that were the proposals that were listed. We are going to list the proposals that were mentioned at the last board meeting that we said we'll bring to the club assembly. We may not have time to deliberate on them, but we need to mention them here so that the incoming president will be some promises that are now looking into those items. And
I was listening my hand.
no, we don't have time.
I know. It's important, sir. It's very important. It's important.
It's very important.
It's regarding the annual. It's regarding the annual dues.
Sorry, my brother, I have to just make a comment. Concerning what Rosanna Janet said, we need to wait until July 1st for the invoice to come around for us. I mean, it's not possible for the invoice does not come July 1st. The probability that it will come will be like 3rd week or 4th week of July. Is it the 4th week or 3rd week of July that we'll start talking about annual due? So I think, just like what the PE have said, it's better for us to look internally and see how we can look at adjusting the annual due. People need to know an estimate of what they are supposed to pay by July 1st. I think that's circumstance.
That's very much. That's very important. So we can't wait to when it comes. We need to have something that estimates that we can work with. Said during the last board meeting, we need to mention them at this club assembly so that the incoming president can form the right committee that will be able to look into it going forward. What you have the 3 items? Yes, microphone please. All right, please settle down, settle down. You have just five minutes to complete this one. So can you settle down, please? Please sit down, please. Please sit down, please. Sir? Okay, good.
This is formal meeting. Let them decorate the house. Once we come in, go and sit down on your seat without disturbing the house. Yes, it's not only for money collection, it's for decorum, all elements. Let's take note of that. We are learning. This is who come to our meeting, we what they are making. Who are watching us on the screen. On the screen, what are we doing? Once you come in, you are late to sit down instead of disturbing the house. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So the first item here is our SA. It was mentioned at the board meeting that the minimum of 5,000 naira, which we are all expected to pay during SA, that we should make sure that people pay that amount before they leave the SA. before they leave the venue, whether you owe more than that or not, that minimum amount, you must come with it. And make that payment before you leave. Because that amount is supposed to cover administrative expenses, most especially food. So we are bringing to the top assembly that it should be ratified that no matter how much you end up owing for SA at the end of the day, you must pay 5,000 naira before you leave that premises, either cash or transfer. And then if you can't pay the full amount that you owe, you can pay the remaining for the next meeting. But that 5,000 must be paid. Must be paid as soon as you come in. Not after you have served and then you are telling one story of another. You must be paid as soon as you come in. That is the recommendation. And of course, they were talking about those who don't attend, that we should still make them pay something. Now, that we couldn't conclude on what that something should be. Some are saying that it should be that same 2,000 that those online bill. Some felt that it wasn't right for those who don't come to still pay the same 2,000 as those who are online. But some felt that those online are getting the information and they are paying. And you that they are not getting information, you should still pay because you're supposed to be present. So that's one thing that we expect the top assembly to help us to ratify. The second point is that the family head, the family units, Rotary family units needs to be strengthened because it has been noticed that the heads of the family who are our past presidents, some of them don't have the time or don't show enough they don't engage the family enough. That should probably create the role of a deputy so that there's somebody else that can run the affairs of the family that will give the authority to also run the affairs of the family while so it's like having the chairman and an MT as it were. I mean the family heads will still remain past presidents, but in events where the past president is not engaging, the family members, that they can get the deputies will be able to do that job effectively and just so that it won't polygon as it were. That's the second point. The third point is for club officials to also have vices. So the sergeant at arms, the treasurer, and the secretary. Considering the size of our club now, the sheer number of our members, it was necessary that we consider the secretary having an assistant, the treasurer having an assistant, and the SEA having an assistant officially. Now, whether that can still be done for this incoming year, it remains a decision for the club assembly. But definitely for it to go into a final so that in the next elections, that appointment will also be made the way the others are made. But if we can make a quick arrangement as it were for this incoming year, we feel that it will help the incoming year. Those are the 3 points. Unfortunately, we don't have time to discuss them because it's 2 minutes tonight. So I think subsequently on the platform, these matters need to be discussed. And I think an emergency club assembly and an emergency board meeting. Well, I think an emergency club assembly can be called and the decision can be taken on that note. But I'm sure that you will need some time to ruminate on these 3 points, even if it is within a week. So that before next Friday, for our first meeting, we can have an emergency program assembly that will address these 3 points within 30 minutes. Will be done. Yes, the business meeting. So those are the 3 points. I love you. Payments of annual bill. Sorry, I forgot that one.
New materials, put them to be part of this.
Oh, yes.
Match now,
Yes. So we notice that when we get to towards the end of a half year or the end of a full year, there are some members who should be bringing in new members, sent to advise those potential new members not to come in yet, not to pay yet, so that they can start the year, make their payments with the new year when their names will go into the RI list. And that has created a lacuna where you have people who would have joined, but now do not join for the maybe last 3 months of the year. There were some cases in this year of people who been new who are ready or willing to join, but some members communicated with them and advised them to hold on to their money until July 1st. And that made us lose increase in membership, which might end up being a deciding factor for the club becoming first in the whole district. That little thing might be the deciding factor. So it can be detrimental to the club as a whole, just because we want some people to, as it were, save money by not joining until when the year starts in full. So that is what we look into. Who have made us solutions recommended that they recommended. And I think the committee is set up to be able to look at those various options. One of the options that was mentioned is that the amount, the dues that the person pays can be used in the new year, and only the SK that is raised during the person's induction will be utilized during that current year. So the person, we have people that will pay 400,000 for the new year, and then they will still to raise 200, 300,000 as SK. That amount, that 200, 300 can be used during that year, and then the money that they pay for the dues can begin to reach from 1st of July. That was an option that was put on ground, but like I said, it's just an option recommendation. So those are things that we need to send our recommendations to a committee that should be set up in that purpose. After this comment, we need to close.
Lieutenant President, Secretariat, I greet you on all these points are quite often and valid. I must say that we had some of this in the past. On the issue of the payment of annual due concerning when you join, the standard procedure is even if you join on the 30th of June, as long as your name will be registered on the portal as at that day, then as of that, your contribution will go to that year. The other half will carry the new year. Are we together on that?
So, but whenever, as long as it falls to the 7 hours of that year, and your name goes onto the portal that you are a Rotarian in that year, because even if you are inducted in 230, you fall to that year. That's voting year 2025, 2026, not 2026, 2027. And so what you are going to pay will be asked for that route there and asked will be counted. So that is the standard procedure. So there is no need for options. We are not rejigging what is already stated. So that is that or that. On the other thing, I think it's not straightforward, but for want of time, we will just ourselves and let somebody move for this motion and we adopt it and go. Because they are quite fun, isn't it? They are straightforward. So let's move and go. Thank you.
If we are all on the same page that those 3 motions are straightforward, you can.
My President, is duty of tenants. This club assembly. The rules are there for us to look at. Anytime we let the rules without problem. I will say something. The strength of this law is embedded into our constitutional bylaw. That's why we are seen as we are today. If you look at the creative for me, you will have problem. Take note of that. All the 3 solutions, they are very clear. No doubt about it. Very, very clear. But the rules are there, my president. When we move a motion 10 days on the side of to this law, it's an assembly. 10 days. Everybody must have looked at it and check it properly. Then this morning, the person that making the motion, we present it to the house. We look at it together, we okay, fine, you can take it. They are brilliant now. But let us follow the procedure. It's very, very important. Very, very important. Well, I mean, but that is the rule. That is why let me just say everything together. To further the point of our KSO, many of us don't look at the constitutional bylaw of this law. Many of the members are advising new members wrongly. You have mentioned it and you have said it. Even if you pay in June, the rules are there. And I've said it before, once you do this law, take the bylaws with you, read it properly from one end to the other. If you are not doing that, it's a problem. So that's why we have all those shortcuts, which is not good for the club. You don't wait until when I become president, you have to join. That is wrong. That is the second one. The third one, other AOP. Other AOP. The third one, we discussed at extensively this month. How do we proceed on the convention of the meeting? It has become a norm, if I can use that word. The meeting for because of people are not coming on time, we shifted or we moved 7:30 to 8 for all of the year. But you not be surprised, people will be working in at 9:30. This is a business meeting. And this even come up with our leaders. We need to check ourselves. And because this club assembly, the secretary should take note of it. And I said, but secretary, you have been going up and down, sit on your seat, please, so you can take note of all these things. It's an advice. I'm not unfortunately playing. It's an advice. Yes, sir. It has been said this one. This is a club assembly. Once it's 8 o'clock, sales credit, the house will be brought to order. Then we move. If it's only 3 people, we go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So all this has been taken. Yes, we are supposed to have gives out the notice of the proposals from the board 10 days or probably the board will take was even less than 15 people. So, like I said, we will leave it for it to be subsequently looked at so that we give it enough attention. As KSO said, that the issues were simple enough for us to go to be at now. But let's not rush it. Let's give it time and manage business meeting that we called to handle that within 48 hours. Doesn't take anything to involve and emergency policy. So place on that, we'll just move forward now. to closing remarks. I want to personally thank every member who has added value to this year in thought, word, and deed. I want to say very big thank you for making this year special, for making this year a success, and for getting ready for another beautiful, successful year. And on that note, we call for adjournment of this. So, someone should move for adjournment. Patrol move for adjournment.
Thank you, my president, and fellow Rotarian. In the absence of no other business to discuss, I, Roland Oligo, hereby move the adjournment of this meeting to the next session for assembly.
Thank you very much. Hello.
My husband, I put that over to know about it.
All right. Thank you very much, everybody. So just start population, please guests are outside, kindly invite them inside.